Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Crusade era. Scary time to be alive, but instead of explaining to you why this was probably one of the worst eras to live through, let's visit the fictional story of Dante Alighieri. Dante is a dedicated little fucker. He is what is now referred to as a war veteran, and he is presumably a war hero, top of the line soldier. And when we meet him, he's in the prime of his career. Now, there's plenty of evidence of his fighting prowess throughout the show, but if you ever had doubts about his dedication to the Bible and the Word of God, I would like to inform you that the first time we meet this gentleman, he is stitching the cross into his chest. Come closer. No, a little closer. Did you hear me? Not a Jesus piece, not a Silver Surfer, okay? Not a gold cross. This nigga stitched a red cross onto his flesh!
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
Anyways, the game canon, he is stitching his sins onto his chest and whatnot. The game contains a lot of flashbacks and using said sins. But we're gonna operate on the premise that no one can actually see the sins on his chest, not even Dante, and we're gonna continue on that premise. And yeah, the only thing that people see on his chest is the cross itself, not the art displaying his sins, because they're solely there for the flashbacks and whatnot, and it gives them an excuse to use some cool transitions. Anyway, so let's continue. So Dante is in the trenches, putting in that work, doing protagonist things. He got a hunter killer, he got a VTOL, he got a goddamn gunship. He's trying to get that nuke, but unfortunately, it wasn't a flawless performance. Turbin's got a lick in or two, but it was the equivalent of Chris Paul hitting the massive three to cut the lead to 42. Nonetheless, Dante is 2 kills away from dropping his first nuke on the Crusaders Palestine DLC when some bitch ass camper uses dead silence and got a buzz kill on Dante. Enjoy your extra 100 XP, fuck nigga, you still a bitch. My bad, campers be pissing me off. Anyways, so Dante is bleeding out as one does, and Death pulls up to drag him down the hill. And here we get a lot of foreshadowing, but the saddest thing foreshadowed here is Dante didn't put his faith in the word of God, he put all his faith in the word of the bishop. Nonetheless, Death doesn't give a fuck about a corrupt bishop or your religious beliefs. Your pretty face is going to hell. Dante has the perfectly reasonable and human response of F all that, you gotta box me for it. And then Dante beats the fuck out of Death. He gives him the hands. And I'd like to ask you, who the fuck is teaching these demons how to fight? Like who taught Death how to fence? What the fuck? Like do they have a fencing class in hell, right? Is it Lucifer's boxing gym on Main Street? Like, what the fuck's going on down there? Anyways, Dante not only kills Death, but Death had the racks on him, so Dante was able to get his load out. Now, some of you may like to be like, Dante just murdered Death. And wouldn't that lead to like a Family Guy situation where no one can die until Death is replaced? Or an Elden Ring scenario where everyone respawns unless, it's a specific situation. Well, I'd like to think in this world, Death is a multitude of entities, not just one person, kind of like the Naraku build, right? There's thousands of weaker variants of himself. I believe this would cause it to, I believe having one Death would just be super inefficient, kind of like the Santa theory. Like, how does one guy travel around the world and deliver presents all the time? How does one entity go all around the world and deliver death to 6 billion motherfuckers? So it's really inefficient for one humanoid to do that, or animal entity to do that. So handle millions of deaths simultaneously. So there has to be multiple. Anyways, I feel like fucking Midoriya right now. Moving on, Dante heads home and he's trying to get wet. Turn that down. But he arrives and finds that his home has been rummaged and his father is dead, but no sign of his wife. So Dante bursts through the door, dick in hand, to find his wife dead. Wow, that's a terrible sentence. Stabbed through the sternum, but her body is bait, as Dante arrives just in time to see Blondie's soul leave her body. This is no coincidence, her soul was waiting there. Anyways, this very intimate and sad moment is interrupted when, oh my god! Yeah, that bitch got whiplash. Anyways, we in the modern era are trying to raise awareness and help people deal with their mental health issues. And one of the most common and taxing mental health phenomena on the rise is fumbling a bad bitch, specifically your first one. So Dante sprints to the church, following the trail blazed by his wife's kidnapped soul. Huh? Dante gets jumped along the way, but he's the best fencer in the Norwich area. Come fuck with your boy. Them minions ain't stand a chance. Anyways, we get to the church, and despite going to hell, Dantes Sins, which makes no fucking sense. Nonetheless, now that the prologue is out of the way, I can explain to you the plot of this game. Beatrice, she is the sole reason this entire story happens. You know, a lot of foreigners adore how the English? A lot of foreigners enjoy the way that how the English language has so many words to express phrases like love, affection, lust, and compassion. And to be honest, Beatrice deserves all the synonyms for beautiful, attractive, and sexy. But I can describe the entire plot of this game with a simple 7-word phrase. If it ain't snowing, I ain't going! So Dante lands in hell and gets straight to business, as you saw. So Dante is running through hell like American Ninja Warrior when Satan pulls up, and the conversation basically goes like this. Let her go. She doesn't deserve this. She's innocent. Not for long. The apple is appling, and I want to bite.
What do you mean by that?
Read between the lines. I'm finna get between them thighs. Fuck nigga, bye.
Oh, hell no,
Ain't
man.
no fucking way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
Now, what would you do if Satan kidnapped your wife, insinuating he's about to eviscerate the Doonies? Now, me personally, Beatrice didn't look too opposed to being, felt on by Satan. So I ain't gonna lie, if you look happy and you're not protesting the fact that another man is saying he's gonna fuck, I'm turning around and taking my happy ass home. He can have you. Bro didn't say he's trying to fuck. He said he is fucking. And I know it's Satan, but hell no. Hell no. Anyways, we'll get back to Satan soon. Like I said, Dante went the hell and got straight to business. After Satan's rude and gangsta interruption, Dante pulls up on the judge of the dead. But he's standing between a horny nigga and the baddest bitch in Europe, so Dante bodied his ass. He grabs this nigga by the tongue, drags his oversized body to the Morningstar, then After beating the fuck out this damn judge, we stumble upon this Titan bitch, and she kinda bad. No, not that Titan, nigga, Cleopatra. She has some kind of historical significance, but all you need to know is before she had baby demons spawning out of her nipples. The game actually did do that. Before she had baby demons spawning out of her nipples, she was the baddest bitch in the Middle East, or wherever she from. She got them D-blocks. I don't know where she from, but she got them D-block steppers on speed dial. Side note, Middle Eastern and Indian women are underrated. I'm just gonna stop there before I get clipped, shipped, and dipped, alright? Anyways, Cleo basically tells Dante Satan is giving your wife them donkey strokes. You gonna spin or what? Dante is like, on phone them grave. I'm finna slide about Beatrice. Fuck you talking about? You think I'm finna let you slide on my nigga Satan like that? Anthony is finna slap your ass up on BD. Bring his fuck ass out. I stand on business, ho. I ain't run for nobody. So Dante had to stand on his words, cause this big Caesar looking ass boy pulled up trying to do damage. But of course, Dante patted his ass up real quick after Anthony died. I don't know how I'm going to show that in such a quick frame, but yeah, we slapped his ass up, you know what I'm saying? Cleo tried to slime Dante and he shanked her ass. Dante continues his descent into the depths of hell when he meets Cerberus, a 3-headed demon dog. Now, I've heard that Hades has a multi-headed devil dog, but this thing is diabolical. It is unethical. But there's no Geneva Convention in hell, so after cutting 2 of his 3 heads off, he then explodes the final head from the inside. Moving on, Dante's dad stands between him and Beatrice, and they say blood is thicker than water. And I 100% agree, but... So Dante beats the hell out of his father, pun intended, because after patting his shit up, maxing out his dad, pause! After beating up his dad, he absolves him of, his religious things. Unfortunately, I don't think I can explain to you what happened to his mom, but I'll let Noble Ghost Billy give you a vague idea.
Shoots up like a sapling. No body, only the pain. For it is unjust that any soul possess that of which it has robbed itself.
But you don't belong here, Mother. You died of the fever.
Yeah, emotionally defeated Dante absolves her. Later on, Dante gets ambushed by Francesco, not the one from Cars. This is a different Francesco. The reason why his brother-in-law wants to squabble will be in the next chapter. But there's an old cliche in the hood that Dante subscribed to, that being, my hand's rated E for everyone, so he beats the dog piss out of Francesco, then removes one of several swords from his back before absolving him. Which is funny, because Francesco didn't do anything to go to hell. In fact, from what we see, he deserved heaven threefold. Here we go, the final hoorah. So Dante reaches the lowest point in hell and discovers Satan's true body. And Satan wastes no time throwing hands. But Dante ain't no host, so he squabbles with him. Now, Satan is fighting like a Neanderthal, so Dante makes short work of him. But then...
Brave Ulysses, the great Alexander, Attila, Lancelot. Only you possessed a soul black enough to free me.
I gave my soul to free Beatrice, not you.
Did you really think this was all about the girl? She was the bait!
Her soul is free now. Only you and I remain.
Come for me, holy warrior! Come! Fulfill your destiny!
Yeah, you see this, right? So apparently that Mega Satan you see there is a fucking mech suit, I guess? Anyways, Satan's real body is free, and yeah, he's one ugly motherfucker. Anyways, the funny thing about Satan being ugly is that he says no to more women than I could ever say yes to. Movie going, I don't know who the fuck is giving Satan fencing lessons, but he's swinging the motherfucker. Doesn't matter though. Dante grabs this man by the throat. Hey, yo! He grabs this man by the throat and then nuke slams him into the ground. So Satan, the notorious finesser, shows Dante his dead body. And I'm like... Duh, you can't go to hell if you're alive. I mean, yeah, that's how it works. That's how the afterlife works. You try to steal heaven, but you obviously ain't still a book, dumbass nigga. But anyways, Dante, he, absolves himself? I mean, I'm not the biggest Christian in the world, but I don't think that's how it works. Anyways, he uses the souls he saved to reseal Satan into the ninth circle. And, hey, her eyes are a little far apart, but I mean, I didn't mind at all. So remember how I told y'all Dante is a devoted Christian? Well, you would assume that the guy who, stitched the freaking cross into his chest, the guy who willingly jumped into hell to save his wife, would be a by-the-book Christian, a flawless, noble warrior, a white knight, some would say. Well, as we progress in the story, we come to realize that Dante is a savage. He's a devious motherfucker. So this chapter we would go over his sins. So first off, Dante got word that the king wanted to use 3,000 prisoners to negotiate for the air quotes true cross. Dante wasn't hearing it and embodied his inner some thought overhears his argument, or because he's yelling with Francesco, and it's like, hey, I can help you get rid of that anger if you let my brother go. And Dante was like, Bitch, you trying to fuck? Say less. Francesco, restrain this man before I slice his ass. Fun fact, she says that that's her brother, but that's actually her husband.
I'll be right. I really don't like. I'll be right.
Anyways, Dante, goddamn! Anyways, Dante gave Slave Girl them diabolical strokes, gave her that Xanax penis, cause she's laying on the floor like she took 2 perks and 3 doses of sex chocolate. So at this point, I was thinking, okay, so Dante got a little horny. What's wrong with that? But then we reach anger, and this man Dante was on demon timing. Bro is screaming at his brother-in-law about how these prisoner lives ain't worth shit. Then he beheads one of them. So now we get Dante's worst sin, okay? It's not the most egregious or the most brutal, but it's kind of fucked up. So Dante murders all 300 of the prisoners. Well, 298 of them, one being that mistress, for lack of a better word, and her husband, who somehow, some way knows where Dante lives. And I'm pretty fucking sure Dante lives somewhere in Europe, right? And this motherfucker, anyways, but Dante lets Francesco take the fall for it. And to be fair, he didn't blame the incident on Francesco. He just didn't say anything. Dante kind of fucked up. Alright, so believe it or not, Satan in this game is a fucking slime ball. His trolling rivals 50 Cent levels of antics. So next time we see Satan, he has Dante's wife posted up on a king-size bed with some underworld demon slayer lingerie. And Dante pulls up like, Beatrice, ain't no way you finna do this. And she goes, because of you, I must. The fuck you mean I haven't done anything that would lead to this. Oh. But you have. Remember that Middle Eastern girl? Beatrice? You don't know what it was like. The crusade. Oh no, she knows what it was like. I showed her the whole thing. Reverse cowgirl, cowpoke, the otter. Yep, I showed her the whole 9 yards. Pun intended. Beatrice, please don't fuck Satan. I have no choice. Yeah. So what's the over under on how long Satan lasts with Beatrice? I say over under is 30 minutes, and I'm going under. That thing is thinking with these 360 graphics. So next time we catch Lucifer, he's flaunting Beatrice around like a trophy, and ironically, the deeper we get into hell, she actually puts on more clothes. And funny enough, the more clothes she puts on, the hornier Satan gets. It's a weird conundrum. I don't think I used conundrum right. Anyways, Beatrice eats what I'd assume is an apple, and Satan is one ugly ass little demon. And oh my god, no, that's fucked up, Dante. We gotta get our get back. Alright, this thing Satan is on demon timing. So after seeing how much pressure the pipes can hold, he sends Beatrice to go troll Dante furthermore. So bro basically said, yeah, I stole your bitch and I flaunted her around in your face. Now I'm sending that hoe to that thought to remind you how much of an ass cloth you are, just to be disrespectful. Anyway, so Beatrice pulls up on whatever the fuck this is and informs Dante that he's about to go through, and I quote, trials and tribulations. And throughout these trials, she just is talking shit about people and Dante, calling him all the angry baby mama terms: unfaithful, horrible, cheater, everything outside of a bitch ass you know what I'm saying? It's on the table. She's saying it to him. Nonetheless, Dante finishes the trials and catches up with Beatrice, and the conversation basically goes like this: Beatrice, I faced all my sins. All of them? Cause I'm pretty fucking sure you're forgetting one. Forget? Bitch, you just put me through 7 challenges, and that's not to mention the 80 circles of hells I just blitzed through for your fine ass. Bitch, let's go home. No, you must face all of your sins. Look Look into the ninth circle, the coldest, the deepest, and furthest from heaven, the land of the traitors. Oh fuck, I did do that, didn't I? So what's the verdict on Dante? His story starts off hot, it dies down a little bit, but it does start off hot, and he has some decent feats. But where does he rank among gaming's best heroes and villains? I'm gonna throw him in prospects. Prospects, if you look at the chart from a numbers perspective, it is average, because prospect, you know, there's 6 tiers and prospects being the third, therefore he's average. But prospects, after 10 or so episodes of this, can move up and down. That will be decided by the comments and my future opinion when I compare him to the other nominees. So if you want Dante to move up into the house or move down into the visitors list or worse, show him some love in the comments. So Dante lands on the prospects tier because despite him doing some impressive things and having some savage movements, he doesn't do anything that stands out, or at the very least he's gonna have a hard time standing out against some of the future contestants. Anyways, our next nominee is not only a hood favorite, but a 360 classic. Wow, we finally got this done, man. Enter, you know what I'm saying, if this gets more than 12 views. Please comment some more people that I should do consider the house. I want these gaming characters to get as much love as the anime guys. You know, there are some series by CJ the Champ, Sensei, and even this guy I just found out about, JP Talk Too Much. They're doing, like, you know, Black Air Force, and, you know, just highlighting villains with like the most diabolical villains in anime and whatnot. And then JP Talk Too Much is doing the biggest haters in cartoons, movies, anime, and all inclusive. So I think gaming should get some love in that commentary category where we're highlighting some people. I wanted to start with Dante just because I found his story interesting, and he's just kind of forgot about because Halo and God of War took off so much and whatnot. So yeah, I feel like doing that guy. So yeah, nominate some of the most heroic, diabolical, villainous, hating, just some of the best characters in gaming in general. Some of the rules about this is, one, I have to be able to access the game. I have to play through it so I can chop up the scenes and use it and whatnot. And then for certain games that I can't play because it's like on PlayStation or whatever, I gotta find a playthrough of it, and then hopefully that YouTuber doesn't like strike me for using his footage. I mean, I'll try to ask him for it, but I have to be able to find footage of them, and they have to have like cutscenes, or they have to do something, you know what I mean? It can't just be like somebody who all their feats are just talked about, right? Like, let's say it's a guy in Skyrim, and it's like you only fight him and there's one cutscene with him, but he does all these diabolical things, but you only hear about it through talking to some NPCs, right? We need to be able to see his feats and whatnot. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this one. I can't wait to get to our next contestant slash nominee. I have like 20 of these lined up. I don't know how many of them I'll be able to do, but 20 of these lined up. A majority of them I should be able to get done. And yeah, with that being said, until we meet then or in the comments, remember, Amy, no man, because we know we up next. Sponsored by Atari, and
join a wee often. The octopus said the same thing to Yoshi. It's about being patient, taking a moment. So snap out of it. You can't let a couple of losses blow you off course. You don't have to win now, just someday. Slow and steady wins the race, right? Well, it kills the octopus.